So I wonder what it is that God has done for you, or what God is doing for you right now, that you would be able to tell somebody else about. Each of us experience amazing things in our relationship with God. Answers to prayer. What seems to be coincidences, but are actually God divinely appointed moments. There's times when we get wisdom beyond our own understanding. Times when we know peace in the middle of troubles that we just can't seem to be able to get through. All of these are just part of our existence in living life of faith. But there are also opportunities for us to be able to tell other people the amazing thing that God is doing as a testimony to his greatness in our lives and his desire to do the same in the lives of other people. So in Joshua 2, we read that word had travelled fast across the land of Canaan of what God was doing through the Israelite people, what God was doing for the Israelite people, that he had stopped the Jordan River to allow them to walk across safely, that he was giving victory over the inhabitants of the land. And that message had reached the people of Jericho. Was it one person? Was it a couple of people? Was it a whole crowd of people who'd streamed into the city to tell them what was going on? Doesn't matter, but what does matter is that the testimony of the great and amazing things that God was doing was reaching the ears of people. For most of the people in this city, they reacted with fear. But we're told in Joshua 2 that Rahab responded with faith. Faith that knew that this great God could do even greater things in her own life. So as the story unfolds, we see that she protects the soldiers who have come into the city to spy out what's going on. And she helps them to escape. Because of her faith, because she was willing to believe in this great God, she is saved when the whole city is destroyed. Her and a whole family come to faith in God. And it's simply that somebody told her about the great things that God was doing. It was a number of years ago when I was at theological college. I was still working in my government office, and I spent some time talking to another one of my work colleagues. While she worked in the government office during the day, she had a nighttime job which was the same as Rahab's job. And I told her what was going on in my life, what God was doing. And I told her one weekend that I would be going and preaching, coincidentally, at Holland Park Central. And she said, "Can I come along?" Well, of course, you know the answer to that. Yes, absolutely. And she came and she participated in our worship. Afterwards, she told me that she was blown away by the welcome that she received, how warm it was, how inviting people were. The fact that she'd never received that type of welcome in a group of strangers before. I don't know what she got out of the message, except that she was entertained by me doing the children's address, because all I can remember, I actually ended up wearing a yellow raincoat for some strange reason. I don't know what that did for her faith journey, but I do know that my telling her about my stories of faith and what God was doing in my life led her to be a little bit more curious about what God could be doing in her life. What are the stories that you can be telling? Who are the people that you can be telling stories to that helps them become a little bit more curious about this God who desires to save and redeem them and has got the power to do that?